Do.
Good morning, everyone.
Howdy.
How are you this morning, Todd?
I am Peachy Keen.
Let's see who all is in the chat. Good morning, Bumcrack. It's good to see you. Major win. Have a perky day. Uh,
Perky.
Lag. Ping. Good morning. Vintage Memories. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I just put the chat if anybody wants to join us. I started the morning off with a bang. Um, my mom. Oh crap! Let me get rid of this. My mom called me last night and said she couldn't get the garage door to go open on her car. The garage door to go up where she parks her car. And I said, okay, well, I'll come down. I'll get dressed and come down to you. And I
Cha-ching.
heard that, and so she said, no, just come down in the morning.
I sold some earplugs.
Cool.
Those don't sell very often. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt your
That's
story.
okay. So I said, okay, I'll be down the first thing this morning. So I was down there about 6:30. Takes about. I was trying to not deal with traffic. So I went in there. I got down there, and I saw the lights were on, so I called the house, and she was up having her morning coffee, and so she opened up the front door for me, and I went out into the garage and pushed the button on the wall to open the door, and I heard it activate, and like it tried to open the door, but it's like it was jamming on something. So I went over there, and on these garage doors, they have those slide levers that you can lock the door down. Somehow or another, that thing had gotten pushed over. So when she tried to open up the door, the lock caught, and she couldn't open up her door. So I got that fixed and got a cup of coffee and love you, Mom. Have a great day. I got to go. So it took me an hour and a half to get back. Took me about 35 minutes to get down there, hour and a half to get back because I was dealing
Man,
with all the commute from going uh, Rock Hill to Charlotte because Rock Hill is considered a bedroom community for Charlotte. So I come in here and I spent yesterday, excuse me, changing the heating coil on in our oven. It quit working, so I went and got another one and installed it. And of course, I've had the oven unplugged. So when I came in this morning, got back, I set some stuff down on the stove, and I looked at the clock on the stove, and it said it was 9 o'clock. And so I'm freaking the hell out. I'm running out here, getting everything set up, and I noticed that it was like 8:10, and so I love that. They've changed it now, so when somebody gets in the back room, this bar goes across the bottom of my screen that says that so and so is in the green room. So it said Ping G has entered the green room.
Yes. Hello. Good morning.
Good
hey,
morning.
cricket lady.
So I'm kind of like trying to calm down now because I was like, oh shh, saying all kinds of creative words, adult words, and so today and yesterday I haven't got anything done, and my big fat behind wallowing around on the floor and reaching over a daggum oven door, trying to get that thing installed. I probably could do it now in no time, but trying to figure out how to change that daggum heat and coil out. So good morning, little Debbie. So that's been my days for the last 2 days. Just a wonderful day in the Carolinas. Looks like it's going to rain again. So, how are you this morning, Miss Ping?
Oh, just fine. Yesterday after lunch, we saw La La Land, which I had not seen before, but I had heard about it during the Oscar show several years ago. It was okay. We didn't have a big audience, and the guy next to me was falling asleep, and he finally decided to leave. I know he didn't like it.
But
Yeah, it's not on my top 10 list of movies.
Yeah,
I have seen it.
I had no idea what it was about. The next one they're going to have is Marlowe. I have no idea what that is either.
Is that a detective
Yeah.
Marlowe?
Uh-huh. That's what it says. And then we have Dirty Dancing, which I did enjoy.
Ooh, because you like looking at Patrick Swayze without his shirt
Yeah.
on.
I had heard several places that Jennifer Grey really did not care for Patrick Swayze, but you sure couldn't tell from the movie, so
that's called
he was
acting.
acting pretty good, I would guess, huh?
That's called acting.
Yeah, you know.
Because half of them don't get along. You
Mm,
know, especially when you got two powerhouses up there on the screen at the same time. Apparently, there's a lot of BS going on in the background.
mm,
Yeah, I don't particularly like J Lo, but I would dance with her.
mm.
Now, she's in that new movie that I told you about. Now, hell, I can't even remember the name of the movie now.
The space movie,
Yeah,
Oh,
she is really good in that. I am impressed. When I finished watching that movie, I said, the girl can actually act.
Atlas.
Atlas, that's it.
is that one of the Marvel movies?
No,
I don't
No.
know. I think it's just a sci-fi.
Oh, okay.
But she played a really good part in it, and she did a really good job, in my opinion. And
Mm.
I would have probably paid full price to see it at the theater. And that's
no.
how. Oh, you didn't like Atlas, Kent? I thought it was good. Um, and that's how I rate movies is whether I'll pay full price at the theater, go to the matinee, or wait till it streams on Netflix.
Yeah, it was. I'm not sure I'm gonna want to plug AI right straight into my brain like she did.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's just, yeah.
yeah, the concept is kind of scary.
And the old storyline of, uh, if you can reason, are you alive? Well, yep. Like, just because something acts alive doesn't mean it is.
Yeah,
Or does a sentient being have a soul? All those questions kind of got brought up in that movie, and I'm like,
well, see, that's going back to my favorite science fiction of all time, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Mm.
Uh, Other than Lost in Space, their classic series. Um, Mi- Mr. Data, the android. That was something
yeah, it's
that was something that he dealt with. Was did he have a soul?
Mm.
Because he was a sentient being and he knew right and wrong, which of course it's only programmed, but we're programmed also. You know,
yeah,
right
it,
and wrong. It's
it's
a
an old
really
story redone. And the Will Smith movie with that AI thing,
yeah the
yeah,
I Robot,
yeah.
and I like that one too.
I mean, they're fun to watch movies because there's lots of explosions and blow ups and
Yeah.
space travel and guts getting ripped out of people. But that's always fun to watch. But hey,
I don't know. There's not any really practical uses of it right now. Can't.
Yeah. See, lag's got we sent lag down the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
Now we
like
got him questioning if he's really AI or not.
is it? Well, he could be. He could be.
I think he's AI, alternate intelligence.
Alternate intelligence.
Uh,
So, if you throw your Christianity part in it, um, it's a machine.
yeah. And
But
is all life sacred? No. I'm sitting here with a fly swatter. I'm going to kill all those buggers that come by because they bother me. And
I got one too.
there's always plenty more flies where those came from. So people, the non-meat eaters. We could go all kinds of rabbit holes here.
well, can't AIs has AIs do not. If you create artwork, you create a book with an AI. It's not copyrighted
Is this the Matrix?
Mm.
because a machine made it. And that's what I was just reading in the Wall Street Journal.
I look at those description AI makes on my listings, and I
Uh huh.
go, no, this one doesn't have a soul.
Mhm.
They don't
Okay.
even know what I'm selling, really.
Okay. Now that I've relaxed and kind of calmed down from my morning and my time issue here, um, I've never used the AI to create a listing.
No.
How do you like it? Does it do a fairly decent job and you just go in there and tweak it, or is it quicker to just go in and
I use it all the time, but I almost always have to tweak some stuff because the AI thing will put in, if if I've got something I'm selling a quantity of 10,
right?
sometimes the AI will say, this is a set of 10 that work together. And you're like, no,
No, yeah.
it's 10 individual items. So yeah, you better read what the AI is putting in there.
Mhm.
Scott uses it and he said he doesn't read it. He just leaves it
Ooh.
Um,
because he's trying to be efficient with time. He doesn't take the time to read what AI writes.
right.
Now this is only on the phone, right? On the app.
No, I do it on the PC.
Oh, okay.
It's got a little button down there that says use AI description. Sure. You click on it and you go,
This is on
generate.
this is on eBay or
Yeah,
a third party.
eBay.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen it on my PC.
So
Really?
how so
Yeah.
how does
It's right underneath the description, Bob.
oh there's
Okay, I'll have to look.
oh God, he's become too familiar with this crowd.
Perky is a thing, yes, we all love it.
Todd's long
Perky is a
lost
thing,
son.
and here's to Perky. Hey, Perky boy.
You must be Todd's son by his second wife, because Gwen's not old enough to have a son your age.
I visited California in the 70s, so I could be.
Because people say, why does Todd never show himself?
Mm.
And I said, well, that's because he's running from his third wife.
Yep.
But the reason he doesn't show himself is because he's in that silver and gold
No, I
grouping,
do
and
it because I'm ugly as hell,
oh,
and
you're
and I
not.
know it.
All that, and you're humble too.
Yeah. So Todd, when you're going to do a listing with the AI, do you just type in? Well, I mean, how do you do that? Do you just go ahead and start it and then tell it to take over, or do you like put the item number, an item in it, uh, a UPC code if you have one, and it generates everything from that?
Oh, good grief. You want me to do a demo?
if you
Oh,
want to.
Okay, let me share screen.
Okay.
Do,
Let
do,
me.
do, do, do.
Here it is.
Okay. Start a new listing here.
Mm-hmm.
Go to my eBay.
And I'm sorry if this is not interested to you people because you already know it, but I don't, and that's what my show's about. Me learning stuff. Y'all are just along for the free ride.
Okay, I'm going to sell parts in a jar.
Okay.
And
How about
okay, yeah, that's a used fart in a jar. Okay, continue the listing. Add photo. I haven't got any photos. All right, go down to here. It says use AI description. You just click on it. The scented aroma of Taylor Swift's farts in a jar must have a fan for the pop star. Na, 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 na. And you can, you can tweak, you can tweak you can tweak it or whatever you want to put in here,
right?
or add on to it. Smells like rat shit. And that's it. You can use all or part of any of this, add on to it. And I always put ships, ships from Texas. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for considering. I put that on all my listings pretty much. And that's it.
So, as far as all the,
Or you can undo AI after it's on there and you just hit undo AI and it clears the whole.
okay, but all the other stuff, the particulars about that item, it doesn't populate those. All it does is do the description.
It just does the description.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
All right.
Okay, stop sharing.
Thank you for that. I've not done that before.
Yeah, it's easy to use. It's just, I don't know.
But
I've always heard it was too wordy.
Yeah, a lot of it's too wordy.
did I see Harry came in here? Good morning, Harry. If you did,
Yeah, Harry's like a bad penny. He just keeps turning up.
um, but if you got to go back and edit it, then would it not be quicker just to go ahead and write the description in the get go?
Uh, Sometimes, but sometimes AI comes up with stuff I didn't think about. I'd like to see it, and I should put that in the description. So I'll use part of the AI description.
Good morning, Scott. Where are you from that you're having evening right now? But welcome to the show. I don't think I've seen your name in here before. So welcome to the show.
So I have a question
Sure.
about reselling.
Well, we were just talking about it, but go ahead.
Well, Harry, I've lived long enough to be wise, but I'm not necessarily. I have a customer requested a return, but they're beyond my 30-day return policy. They're gonna, so you get the drop-down box,
Right.
and the first thing clicked is buyer pays the return shipping.
Right.
It just, they didn't like it, but they waited 30. It was delivered on the 27th of April, which was, we're way past my 30-day policy now. So do y'all just go, no, I decline? But if you decline, then the buyer goes, well, that's sorry, devil. I'm giving them a negative feedback. So I'll probably just go ahead and accept the return.
Well, they have to pay for the return.
Right.
Right.
Kent would decline. It
Mm.
depends on what it is sometimes for me. I'm like, if there's something that they opened a brand new package and used it and then want to return, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
But it's a sterling silver ring.
Mm.
They're not going to be able to break it unless they just took a hammer out and hit it. So I like to give good customer service. I'm like 90% sure I'm going to give them let them return it.
Yeah, I would just. I mean,
I mean, I can sell it again, but here you've wasted, what, 30 cents for a poly bag and 10 cents for a sheet of bubble wrap. And then you spend you spent 5 or 10 minutes packing it.
right.
So, I don't know. What would you do there, Perky?
Yeah, how generous are you feeling right now, Tom? Or excuse me, Todd. But yeah, I don't know. For us, if it was still close, we would probably honor it. But we'd factor in a few different things, like have they already left the feedback? Were they difficult to work with in the first place? I mean, that comes up sometimes too, where we'll have individuals that are just really crusty on the initial sale. Then they'll wait over 30 days, and then they'll want to return everything. And we factor all that in. Like if it's, but I do agree with a lot of the chat though. I think that you know, respecting your policy is also. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. If you've got a clearly stated return policy, and 30 days is still plenty generous. That's more than a lot of people are willing to do. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you're being an extra nice guy if you still want to go ahead and honor the return. So it's just really how generous are you feeling in the situation, because you've got the right of way here. I mean, you had your return policy. They did not honor your return policy. So now you're in this other space where you can go above and beyond, or you can go ahead and stick to your guns. You got the full free range.
No, the return is not my fault at all. You want to see it? You want to see what she wrote?
Did
Mm.
did you
I can screen share that.
Australia? What part of Australia, Scott? I've been to Sydney, Melbourne, Cairns, Alice Springs, and Ayers Rock. Yeah,
I like Mr.
in two
Sadie's
weeks.
point. Yeah, ask Chat GPT what you should do there, Todd. Maybe then you'll get your answer.
Well, Scott runs 60-day returns. So it would be within that window,
Right.
which makes me a little bit more inclined to go ahead and. Yeah,
That's
Ping's
a good
got.
idea. Have him return to Scott.
I'm not giving Scott a silver ring for free. But, I don't know. I like giving good customer service. Yeah, Ping has crickets in her storage room there.
Scott, we had a great time. The people were lovely. We really enjoyed our trip there. Um, they paid shipping, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so all you'll you'll get the ring back, and you have to pay them their money back. But you're not. Yes, you're losing some time, but you're not losing any money on it. Will you get your fees back from eBay?
Well, yeah.
Okay, well I didn't know whether because it was outside the limit. Just asking, you know.
Yeah, whenever you take a return and do the refund, you get your fees back. That's forever a return.
And they
You
haven't
didn't
left.
know that, Tom?
I would no, I knew that, but
Tom
I
knows
didn't know. I did not
returns,
know
so he
that.
doesn't know.
I didn't know if that was because it was out of your returns. You know, your time for your returns, whether you do it or not. I mean, you would get them back or not. Just asking a question. Somebody else might have thought about the same thing. I don't know. Um,
Okay.
I would. I mean, I would.
Kent's not gonna do it. I have declined a return for being too long before, but what they're 11 days past the return window, so it's not all that far.
How long did it take you to sell it the first time?
Long time.
Uh,
Sterling silver jewelry is long tail a lot of times. And it's another reason it's annoying is because I accepted a $22 offer off of a $26 item, and I'm like, that makes me kind of not want to do the return. Anyway,
did you say they had or had not left feedback yet?
I don't know if they have or not.
Now, have they considered a trade for some toothbrush holders?
Yeah, a box of toothbrush
I see your
holders.
point about wanting to return the ring, but hold on. Let me go.
Hold on, I can I can send you 100 toothbrush holders.
I know the ring didn't work out, but here's the thing. I got some toothbrush holders for you. I just
But
know
wait,
you like.
I'll include 1,800 band-aids.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's
And how
funny.
about some earplugs, Todd? Don't you
And
have a
some
bunch of those too?
Actually, earplugs sell about one a month, so
Okay.
they're eventually going to sell out.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like, just send them a free disaster preparedness victim kit. Like it'll be everything you need to endure a disaster. You got earplugs, band-aids, holder for your toothbrush when you're on the run.
yeah, and I'll even throw in some of my COVID masks that I used back 3 years ago.
Yeah, your next pallet's just gonna be like 2,200 cans of expired bear spray or something.
That's
Like
right.
now it's perfectly fine as human mace.
Yeah.
It's very diluted now.
Um, no, Felix, I don't go out collecting protection money. Sugar goes out and collects protection money, and people that haven't paid their rent.
So it looks like
So Tactical Z says no.
a greater percentage of people in the side chat are saying no, decline. Okay, whatever. I mean, it's not going to make or break anything, but and I do like giving good customer service, but I don't know that this qualifies.
Well, what's the buyer's feedback? Are they are
Oh,
they
they got like 3,000 positive and 100%. Yeah, they're
I wonder if they're sellers with that amount.
uh. Let me look.
Mr. Sadie says give them back double. All right, so he's gone the opposite. He's taking the opposite side of the floor.
He's being sarcastic now. I don't have,
Dun, dun,
other
dun,
than the fact that you gave him a $4 discount on the initial purchase.
You know, and here's another factor to consider, Todd, is are you training a bad buyer then? If you approve this, where then they'll feel entitled next time they show up in somebody else's store that they
Yeah,
can.
that's a
And
good point. Dang, you're smart.
no, I listen. I'm just showing up to all you guys' shows, and then I'm taking notes. But I do firmly believe in that though of not training a bad buyer. That sometimes
Right.
we'll do something that we think is kind of a nice exception, and then the buyer will take that and want to run with that as the rule. And that's the really nasty side of business aspect where it's like you can trade a bad buyer where it's like, oh well, this other guy, he totally went after the 30-day policy. That sometimes sticking to the established parameters is really then you're training the buyer that it's like, no, 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 if you don't read the fine print, then this is where life gets hard. So sorry, mom and dad didn't teach you this, but I'm happy to provide the lesson today.
Well, Walmart has spoiled everybody.
Yeah,
Um,
Beard says, tell him to pound sand.
I like that comment. That's funny. Tell him to pound sand. Ro uses that expression all the time. Like, tell him to pound sand. It's like, all right, babe. I know it's no surprise to anyone, but she's definitely like, when we have to do a return that we know is going to be like a bit of a struggle. I show up first as like the peace offering, and I'm like, trust me, you want to settle it with me, because if my wife shows up, it's about to get very real in here. Like she'll end up on the internet. But please, just go ahead and accept this right now.
you know,
Well, now I'm leaning more toward decline, but I don't want to get a negative feedback over the deal.
I'm with the chat though that I think eBay would back you up. That like if it's
Yeah, but I
outside
don't
the
want to. I don't want to jump through the hoops of getting a negative removed either. That's a pain in the ass.
well, we ran into the situation before too, where we actually just called eBay in advance and we said, "Hey, we've got a request for this return. It's outside of our return policy. What do we have to do to where it keeps you happy?" And then they'll straight up tell us like, "Okay, well, here is the recommendation that we would provide to a buyer, sorry, excuse me, to a seller in your circumstance." And we go, "Okay, so if we follow this advice and we call in later and we need to get a negative feedback removed because it wasn't keeping the the buyer happy, will you guys back us up?" And they're like, "Well, we can't ever say for sure. We'd evaluate it as its own case, but here is where we're leaning. We think that it would be leaning towards eBay would back you up, or the fact that eBay would support the seller and kind of make it critical for you." So that has helped us in the past, where we can kind of stand on that and just be like, we'll actually tell the buyer, we'll say, we contacted eBay to make sure that we follow the right policies. According to the information they provided, here's the action that we're taking. And that definitely kind of backs the buyer down from feeling like they can come at you. When you're kind of like, yeah, we already consulted with eBay, and here's where we're all at on the situation. So just the thought too. I know it's a lot of extra hassle, especially now with customer service. But if the feedback is a component that you're stressing over, that's something that we would be willing to do, especially if it's worth a chunk of change.
well, wait a minute. Sorry, my bride
That's,
is chatting to me over here.
we got some fun stuff going on in the chat.
Okay, yeah, Walmart has changed their returns policy. It used to be if you came in there and they hit it with a scanner and it scanned into their system, they returned it. They gave you a store credit, but if you had the receipt, then they would give you your money back or put it back on the card, whatever. But they have changed it now that if you don't have a receipt, you have to have some kind of ID because they're tracking how many returns you have. That's the reason why a lot of items at Walmart, like in their electronics, are just a little bit different from what you'd buy from the manufacturer or whatnot. So it has a different SKU on it. So if you buy and a lot of times it's like it used to be on their inkjet printers, they didn't have not their inkjet, their laser printers, they didn't have laser cartridges in them. So that's another way they got around. People just buying something at someplace else and say, "Hell, I'll take it to Walmart and return it there." If it doesn't have the right SKU on it or the UPC on it, they won't return it because it's not part of their deal. Because when I worked at Staples, I think I've told this story before. A guy tried to return a bunch of Canadian pens at the store here in Charlotte, and I'm like, I can't return them, and because they're from Canada, and the SKU was different,
Mhm.
but it said on this, it was a Staples branded package, I knew it came from Staples, and so I called my manager up there because he was getting kind of irate, and that's what managers are getting paid for, right, Scott? To listen to all the BS from customers. Um, and
I
she
used to
came up
work.
there. She said it was like, I mean, the pens were like $9. She said, give him a gift card for $9. I mean, she had to punch in a code to authorize it, but I took them back, and then we returned it with a gift card or a store card, and then she had to do it on the back end about getting it all taken out. But people don't like it when you don't take back returns. I don't know, Todd. You're not going to be out any money. You're going to be a little time. Um, I would go ahead and do the return. That's me, but I'm just a sap anyway. I'm trying to build my way into heaven. I'm old. I'm 66, almost 67. Trying to make sure I'll get
Well,
into
I'm not
heaven.
sure a return is going to get you to heaven, Tom, but
Well,
it
it's
couldn't
one.
hurt. I mean,
That's right. It can't hurt. Remember that. That karma.
but
You're building good karma there, Todd. At
I
our age,
used
we need all the good karma we can get.
I used to work the return desk at Home Depot some, and like a contractor would finish a job and bring back all the stuff that they didn't use
Right.
to Home Depot, and there would just be dust and crap all over where it rode around in their construction truck for 3 months. And shoot, we took back all that crap. I mean, there's no way you could put some of that nasty packaging back on the shelf though. So I thought Home Depot's return policy was way loose.
Um,
But I mean, 98% of that stuff got brought back.
Well, one of my first jobs was working for a place called Globe Shopping City, which is like a Walmart, and this was owned by Walgreens. I I think it was one of their first stores, and it didn't work out so well. It was in Tucson, Arizona. So I started as a cashier, and then I was in the customer service department, and giving returns. And one lady brought back the set of sheets that she must have used for over a couple of years, and it was filthy. And I would not accept it back. And of course, she wanted to call the manager, and of course, I called him, and he gladly refunded her all the money.
they
Yeah.
will. Managers
Now
will sell your ass. Go ahead, Todd.
I saw Craigslist Hunter. He was buying some stuff, and he had a big suspicion that the stuff was stolen. In fact, he made a whole bunch of faces, just like I'm not going to even touch this. It's so hot.
Yeah.
And he put that in his video, and I'm like, as resellers, I guess we probably should have a tighter return policy than Home Depot
Right. Well, first of
because
all, I think there needs
yeah,
to be a website, and if I was young and had the skill set to do it, I would create it called "They Stole My Shit." So if you have anything stolen and it's got any kind of like security, numbers on it, then you could pay. You could pay to have it on my. You could pay a $10 fee and for 100 listings on my site, and it would always be there. So if people like eBayers, how many times have you bought something and you wondered whether it was, um, dang, we got
Beth,
we got two chicks on this show.
what would you do,
Dang.
Beth? Were you listening? Would you accept the return, Beth?
I wasn't listening. I just got off of an interview for my podcast. That's why I got my headset on, and I thought I'm going to pop over here and see what y'all are talking about.
Oh,
Can you
I got a
quickly summarize it?
yeah, I got a return request for a sterling silver ring. 11 days after my 30-day policy.
Uh huh.
So would you accept the return or would you decline it?
Um,
I mean,
I
They were nice in their little note. They said, "Oh, this ring sticks up too high for where I work, so I'd like to
Hmm.
return it."
Was it very expensive?
No, it was $22.
No, I'd return. I'd go ahead and accept it. If it was an expensive return and was going to cost me a lot, I probably would just let them know that the 30 days has passed. Because if they call eBay, eBay should back you up on that, right? But you might be eliminating a potential future customer. So that's just me for 22 bucks. I mean, I've had things show up at my door that they never opened up a return. I have 60 days. But when I had 30 days, I had things being returned that they didn't go through the returns. And if I have the item, really, I should give them a refund, you know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think I've had that too, but it's been like years ago. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
reality is some people, and I know I'm guilty of this, is things get delivered and I don't open them for a couple of weeks. So to
Oh,
him,
you're
it's
one of
been
those,
so
huh?
to him it's been 2 weeks. Your customer, it's been 2 weeks, not 30 days. But
Um,
I'm like almost 50-50 on this decision here because, a bunch of the side chat, let them
I,
kick
I'm just
rocks,
yeah,
and
I'm
then a
just not
bunch are like,
into. I'm much more customer focused, I guess. But
I would send. I mean, I would tell them to. It's not going to cost you nothing. I would take the return because that $30 is not going to make or break me. You know.
no, and like I said, if you can put some blurb in there, hey, come back and shop, see what I get rings in quite often, and maybe they'll come back and buy something else. You never know.
I get that, bearded, but it could be $100 item. It could be a $500 item. We
Well,
could be
that's
the, we could have the same discussion, over a more expensive item.
um. Let me back up here. Something, Kent, the ice maker. We ended up paying for it because they were because Amazon came back to us after they said, you know, we'll just return your money, keep it, don't ship it back. They we just paid for it and we donated it. Okay, I told Roberta not to order another damn thing like that off of Amazon.
Thanks, Beard.
If it doesn't have free returns on it, then don't order something like that again. Which I told her not to order anything like that again. Anyway,
I'm just keeping the topic of discussion going, Beard.
I
Don't give me no hard time.
I just say go ahead and return it. I mean, let them return it. Before I forget it, because I'm old and things go zipping through my head. If y'all have a micro center, if you're into computer stuff, parts and whatnot, if that you have a micro center in your town, you need to check them out. They are a geek's heaven. I mean, really, they have all kinds of those little tubey things, Kent. Uh, like little rubber cable connectors and all this kind of stuff. Uh, check them out. They are really a great place to shop from. And that was not a promoted advertisement or anything like that. That's just something I felt. Because Sergey and I went there yesterday because they just opened one in Charlotte, and never at Amazon again, never Walmart again. I will immediately go there.
Well, Todd, I had the funniest return last month and I just let it go. They bought an instruction manual for a coffee maker for $9.99, free shipping, 60-day free returns, and they returned it because they thought they were getting the coffee maker. Okay, that's a frickin' lie. A coffee maker is not made out of paper and it's not 16 pages long.
So
But I took the daggum return. I blocked them for future purchases, and I just moved on because I'll just sell it again. And I also did change my return policy on my manuals now. They are buyer pays return. on the instruction manuals because of that. But I've gone all these years and no one's ever returned an instruction manual. I mean, they just set up their machine and then open a return.
Scott, Scott. I'm going to send this to Roberta, and if a little red Mazda doesn't come flying in your driveway in about 7 hours, don't be surprised. She will come up here and then slap you around a little bit, being the bitch that you are, and then she will tag with Joni and let Joni have a few swipes too. Uh, yes, and it is. I was like, why did? Because the whole thing is it's too big. The whole icebreaker it was too big. I'm like, you should
Quit
have.
it, Perky. You're making me laugh.
It has, and that's the thing about it is she's not a reseller. I look at I said it's got the freaking measurements in the damn description. I mean, really. So, and I said, and I've got to listen to damn Kent shit now because he's keeps bringing it up. So
Doug, Doug is about to lose it here.
I know. So you don't get this kind of crap going on Scott
This,
the Bearded Picker show. He's
this
over there,
kind of
Mr.
stuff doesn't
Intellectual.
happen in Perkyville, California.
That's
Oh
right.
man.
I mean, it's just
Ooh, I'm just crying.
anyway. We ended up paying for it, Kent, and we ended up donating it. So I wrote off I'm going to write up the whole freaking amount.
Oh man, you guys are cracking. Ooh, that was funny.
If Rose up, she's probably going, "What the hell are these people talking about in
Oh
there?"
yeah. No, it's like so she's started to wake up right as I hopped on. I'm hopping on with the guys, and she just like rolled her eyes. She's like, "All right," because she knows she'll hear me cackling from the other room. Oh, that's so funny. Woo, that was good.
Yeah,
I got
Scott.
that workout today.
That was but actually they say that laughing is a good exercise because you work muscles all over your body. Anyway,
I must not laugh
sorry
very
about my little
often.
thing. That we were talking about Todd's return. Todd, what are you going to do, son? Make a decision. Damn it, make a decision.
Uh,
It's a no-brainer, Todd.
I
Put
don't
too
know.
much effort
I'll
into
probably do the
this.
return. But, I mean, the only thing I'm out is time to relist it and then ship it again. And
It
That would
doesn't
be
take any time at all to relist it.
50 cents for packaging materials. That's all I'm out.
Now somebody's gonna buy it from you and then wait 32 days from the chat. They're gonna buy it, wait 32
damn
days. And go,
lag.
let's just keep hitting this button.
Lag it'll be him. Yeah,
So,
Diatribes by Tom. That would be a great. That would be a great channel because I can go off on some shit now. um, Kent says to decline, so you do whatever you want to. Scott, I don't run out of. I fill up my car with gas about every month and a half. I just don't drive a lot, and when I drive to, it's close by. Except this morning when I had to drive to Rock Hill, but such is
Put
life.
put September 23rd on your calendar, Tom.
The
That's when
23rd.
I will be in Charlotte.
Okay.
Beth, what state are you
And this
out of?
time I expect to meet Roberta. I'm in Texas. I'm in Houston.
Well, we'll have
Oh,
to do it at night. Well, I can go ahead and. September 22nd is our anniversary.
No, 23rd is when I'm flying back home.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we did last time is we met before I went to the airport while we
Right.
went to the bins and Maggie will be with me.
Oh, that's right. Bearded Picker. Roberta's got Joni's contact information. I'm gonna be sending these to her, and then she's going to send them to Joni, and especially the one about making you a sandwich. Joni's gonna go out there and just beat the hell out of you. That next time we see Scott, he'll look like he's been in a fight down at the bar.
uh,
but I've got it on my thing right now. And unless we're out of town, because Roberta's trying to is wanting to book something for our anniversary, because it will be 30 years this year.
Mm.
We might be gone. You just have to see.
Okay. Well, Barry's gonna have so much estrogen in the car, 4 women versus him. It's gonna be hysterical. He complained about me last year talking the whole time. He got to see nothing yet.
The beer just keeps going on.
I know he.
Uh,
What are you on this morning, dude? You been? Have you had some brownies or something?
He's had some gummies. I've heard about those gummies, Scott. Barry's told me all about the gummies.
Well, when you're here, you can get some if you want to go over to Cherokee, because there's and you got a prescription for it.
Oh, I don't have a prescription. Yeah, I thought
Well,
it was
get your
illegal.
prescription. Call your doctor up and tell him you need a prescription.
No, that's okay.
But it's still illegal in Texas, so even the
Yeah,
medicinal. So just get you some. Get them the right.
I think
You'll be
it's
happy the
eventually
whole
going to
time you're
happen
here.
here.
Do what?
I think it eventually happen here. I mean, if they pass gay marriage in Texas, they'll pass the other one.
Yeah.
It's a matter
Because
of time.
all those people from California moving to Texas and bringing their wicked ways with them. Oh Lord, the day when we were so high that that's
I know Barry told me that, Scott. He had to go. I think he had to go back to the hotel room and lay down. He took more than you. He was supposed to take half, wasn't he? And he took a whole one or something.
was that in Tennessee?
Yeah, I think they were. I think they were in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but
Well, this is always a good time, guys. I'm gonna hop off and get ready for our thing in a
Oh,
little
that's
bit.
right. Is it that quick,
Appreciate you
man?
guys.
Oh, I appreciate you
all
coming
right.
in.
And
Well,
actually, what's funny, I jumped on here, didn't even talk about it. I jumped on here because you mentioned Star Trek Next Generation.
Did you?
Absolutely love that show.
I did too. Have you set up the other show yet?
I
Your
have.
show? We'll
Yeah.
throw the link in the chat.
Okay. Let me see if I can remember how to
so
do that.
while we're talking about shows, I've got a doctor appointment, my yearly physical, because I got to show Doc I'm physically fit, mentally awake, and morally straight. Anyway, uh,
well, I gotta go take
I'm
photos. I may
gonna
or may not have a live hangout today. Just depends.
All right, my
I'm
bad.
gonna do the show tomorrow, but it'll be after my physical, so maybe around 9:30 Central
Okay.
instead of
Anissa, are you
8.
up for a hangout today? I may do one about 2 o'clock Central if I'm still awake.
Yeah,
May take a nap.
turn your head and cough and
Yeah.
bend over while I put gel on my glove.
Well,
Yeah,
I've had my last physicals. I haven't been having to have that done. Because they always do blood work, and they say they have better way of testing with blood work. So anyway, um, so we've helped Todd with his little quandary about what to do with his return, whether he does what anybody says is not. Hey Glenn, hey Chick, I'm sorry I didn't see you come in. Um,
Johanna.
is she in here?
Flag's gonna
Joanne
give me
is
my
in here.
physical.
I'm sorry.
I said it's Joanne, not Joanna.
Okay.
Oh, oops, sorry. I knew it was something like that.
But
Yeah, I got
I
up
don't.
early today to interview this guy in Canada, so I was up real early, so I may be taking a nap.
Damn, Mr. Sadie, he's harsh this morning. Did did the boss lady kick you out of bed this morning? Was your coffee not at
Nobody,
97.9 degrees? Jeez.
nobody liked my topic of discussion. Y'all
I
suck.
I thought it was a great. That is a problem that people are going to have to deal with now. Or have to deal with.
I think Todd's just tight with his money.
Yeah, I am, but anyway, thanks, Anissa. Anissa likes me still. Sadie, you go suck an egg.
Yeah, it was a good topic. I mean, that's a real life question, you know. Um, because if it was like 30 days, I mean not 30 days. If it was like 60 days or something like that, I'd say no, they can keep it. They've worn it enough now that they don't want to wear it anymore, so they'll return it.
Yeah, I'm not going to feel bad either way I decide. It's just, I don't know.
And you can be like me. You can accept the return and they may never send it back. I got a lot of people like that. They
Yeah,
just never send
Uh,
it back.
especially when they had to pay for
They'll
the
say, you know what? I
return.
don't have to wear this ring to work. I can wear it other places. I
Yeah,
mean, you know,
and I've had some big ticket items not to be, you know, they've opened up returns and I'm like, go ahead, you know, it's within my time limit and you're paying to ship
well,
it back.
moral compass. That's exactly right,
I
Anissa.
don't think it's a moral issue either way. This is just, I don't know, it's just a
It's a yeah.
business decision. I don't think, it's
Does
not
this happen?
morally
If this
wrong either
happen a
way you
lot,
go.
Todd? Does this happen a lot? Probably not.
No, it doesn't happen a
No.
lot.
Then,
I got maybe 2-3% returns.
yeah.
So
I would just return it. I wouldn't say anything about it. It's, you know, because to me that's kind of being petty. Uh, it's, you know, a few days out of my return rate, blah blah blah. I just allow the return. Take the return because you don't
Mhm.
have to pay them. You don't have to return their cash until they get it. You get it. So
yeah, see, it's a good topic. We keep talking about it.
yeah,
Yes.
they are paying return shipping,
Yep.
Mr. Sadie.
It's a no
Were
brainer.
you not listening?
Mhm.
As Todd says to me all the time. Tom, were you not listening?
Yeah, it's the first choice on the drop down list is they pay shipping. But one of
So,
the choices is refund them in full. God,
Yeah.
who, who would do that? I mean, why is that even a choice?
I've done that
You've done that?
because okay, it
I
was a
mean,
She didn't
was
want
it?
it back.
it was a 3-pound coffee mug sent from California to New York, and it arrived damaged. The handle fell
You
off.
don't want it back.
Well,
So
that's
I'm not
different.
going to pay to have that
Well,
shipped back.
that's why the option is there, Todd.
Yeah.
There's
He sent
uh,
me a photo.
there's nothing wrong with the ring. That's a totally different
yeah.
Yeah.
scenario.
Hmm.
Yeah, if I send something that gets broken, yeah, I'm just going to refund them in full and say sorry.
Hmm.
But thank you, dear. Look at
If
it. I got
Sadie.
eggs and sausage.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, thanks.
Hey Gwen,
Tom says, "Hey, Gwen."
I'd return funding that instant too. Yeah,
Oh, now he has to kiss Gwen, I guess.
yeah. You have to give her
Uh,
some sugar.
I already did that once this morning, and that's enough.
Okay,
Okay,
guys, I gotta go take photos. Y'all have a
okay.
wonderful day.
Yeah,
I
I
Uh,
got
got to
lunch.
go watch.
Bye.
I got to go watch Perky. So
Right. I just saw it click over 10 o'clock. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for coming in here and listening to this intellectual conversation that we had this morning. Basically, real about reselling. So, okay. Uh, so y'all have a great day.
All right. You
Go over.
too.
Go
Bye.
over. Did he ever put a link in here? I guess not. Anyway, go and see Major Wynn's show. Bye bye.
Okay.